Manchester United, of course, stop and starts to the season, but in a much better position than most people predicted. Through to the quarterfinals. Is the quarterfinals we're in there? Yes, of the Carabao Cup against Charlton. So should really be in the semi-finals of that tournament. Rashford on fire, scoring one of the best goals we'll see all season. I know it was only against Burnley, but I'm taking it. Do you know what I mean? Dribble past about 37 players, buried it, bottom corner. It was great. Do you know what I mean? So United are playing well. Can they make the top four? Will they improve further? And just to add to that, Man United of this evening, this is official, have entered into advanced talks with PSV to sign Cody Gakpo. That deal looks like it's going to happen early Jan, within the first week. Man United want him in and ready to play. So if Cody Gakpo comes in, the way United are playing, have they got more of a chance now making the top four now that Cristiano Ronaldo has gone?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Can they make the top four? Yes. Do I think they make it? No, I don't. If I'm being real, I just think Liverpool and even probably Newcastle are probably ahead of them in their cycle. But they, United are a good team, and Rashford is one of my favourite players outside, obviously, of the Tottenham contingent, and it's good to see Rashford back in some sort of, rhythm. Looking in form, like running at players, like you said. Dare I say it's only Burnley, but Son's wonder goal was against Burnley as well, and that got him, the goal of the season across all
things.
Did
he win Puskas for that?
Yeah, he won a Puskas for that. So Burnley or not, doesn't matter, man. A goal's a goal, isn't it? When you're running at players like that.
For Rashford, love it.
Yeah, early shout for Rashford for the Puskas. But yeah, no, Rashford. I love to see it, man, because Rashford could have easily fallen off and everyone would be like, what's happened to him? And, all the good things he did for the kids.
He could have done a Dele Alli, to be honest.
Yeah, literally. I mean, Dele Alli, man. Every time we hear of this guy now, it's for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse.
It's scary. So, yeah, credit to Rashford for actually putting football first and getting back on it. So, yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I said that they can't make it, but Man United are moving in all the right directions. Ten Hag looks like he's a manager that knows what he's doing, doesn't take no shit. Even him getting Sancho, out to do some like private training sessions and get out of the limelight. He looks like he knows what he's doing and knows what he wants. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Maguire as well. Do you try and put him back into the team now that he's had a good World Cup, or do you try and put him up for sale now that his stock's as high as it will be if he's not going to be integrated back into the team? So that's actually a good one for you, Terry. Your thoughts on that? But other than that, yeah, Maguire. What do you think after seeing him for England now?
A bit like watching AWB look like Prime Trent the other night as well. They just keep raising that money, get him out. Yeah. And look, Maguire's really good for England. The thing is with Man United, there are just some people that will never be, and people will think I'm being arrogant when I say this, but I don't care. It's true. Playing for Man United is different. The pressure is different. The media scrutiny is different. The attention is different compared to every other team in England. It isn't the same. And we know that by the sheer articles produced about Man United in comparison, viewing figures, the level of media attention whenever they go on a preseason tour. Even Liverpool, who have it big, Man United is just bigger, and some players just don't adapt to that pressure. And I think Maguire is one of them. He did well at the World Cup for England, and I praise him for that. But for me, I think Ten Hag has already looked beyond him. What he said about him in the little break, where he said that it's not personal that Varane plays in front of him, just Varane is much better, and that's it. And I think that Maguire, you could probably raise after that World Cup 25 million for him. If we're gonna get 25 million for AWB. If you're getting 25 million for AWB, you're getting 25 million for a regular starter for England. You're going to get that. So I say take the money, invest that back into the squad. There's also talk about 30 million for Fred. Listen, take that money because that's above and beyond what I expected, and invest it in the Gakpos of this world. Maybe a little bit of Frankie. Let's go back into those areas, buy those players, because Ten Hag is building something. And what's kind of going on undiscussed a lot is we're being sold as well, boys. Legit, we're being sold. Glazers are going. So as much as I keep saying fear Chelsea's plan, Arsenal scaring me, you lot should all be shitting yourselves at the idea that Man United may wake up, that Man United might start being run well again, because you guys have all on this panel, and loads of you in the comments for years have sort of played down the way the club's been run as the reason the club's falling apart. But Juve have proven my point again. Juve fell off, and then they're all getting fucking arrested for the shit they've been doing. When Barca fell off, they'll go like whenever a club is run poorly, or whenever a club starts failing on the pitch, it isn't far behind when you find out all the issues at board level. You never see a club failing on the pitch that spends what we spend, and then there isn't problems at board level. And if our new owners come in and invest right, Man United are back without a shadow of a doubt, because we spend the money, we just don't have the structure for it. And if we keep spending like we have done, but we have a proper structure built, we're challenging year in, year out. No matter what anybody else does, we're going to be there or thereabouts. So it's very exciting times for United. And I will say this: if we get Gakpo, we will make the top four. 110%.
Can I be honest? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really rate Gakpo. Like, I think if you put him up front for United, I really don't have particularly high expectations of him. Like, I think he was good at the Euros, yeah, scored a few goals in the Golden Boot race for a bit. But outside of that, like, I'm not gonna lie, I just don't really see a United striker in him. Like, that's just personally what I think.
I don't see a striker in him. I don't think he's a striker.
Yeah, I don't really think I think he's more of a left winger. But as in, if United sign him, I'm not thinking to myself like he elevates the team. Like, he's probably a decent replacement for Ronaldo, but I don't even think he'd score as many. But as in terms of elevating you into a top 4 side, which I do think you will eventually become under 10 Hag, I don't think Gakpo alone can do it. And personally, like, I wouldn't even go for him in the first place.
I mean, you say we're not a top 4 side. We're 3 points behind Liverpool at Spurs with a game in hand. We add another player to that. We already are a top 4 side. We're in top 4 contention already.
But Terry doesn't work like that, because if you sign Gakpo, you say, if we add another player to that, we're a top 4 side. If you sign Gakpo and he flops, then how does that make you a top 4 side then?
Yeah, I understand. But okay, so if
I don't want him to flop, I don't wish bad on anyone.
To listen to my breakdown, I get your point, Roy. We're already a team in top 4 contention without him. If he flops, we're still the same team.
No. I didn't tell you. I understand you're in contention, but I'm talking about being a solidified top 4 side. As in,
I don't think Newcastle, Spurs, Man United, Liverpool. I don't think any of them are. Liverpool are the ones that I won't write off, but none of them are solidified. If Liverpool don't buy anyone, I don't think they'll make it.
I think Spurs are solidified personally. I think
I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody's 100% solidified for it. I think that it's a race. Man United, they win their game in hand. They're level on points with Tottenham, and Tottenham have been raved about. Man United have been laughed at, and we're level on points. It's crazy.
The one thing I will say though is like it's kind of the analysis on Manchester United in terms of being a top 4 team, I think is heavily like we get better and everybody else kind of stays the same. I think Spurs are going to go into the market. Arsenal are going to go into the market. Chelsea, like everybody's going to go into the market. Liverpool. So it's really contingent on everybody else kind of staying the same and Manchester United being a lot better. It's going to all shake out in a certain way, but I do think it's going to be a couple points between the teams that are trying to get that last spot, 1, 2, 3 points. And I've said this since the beginning. I think Manchester United will probably be good enough to be a top 4 team, but we'll look back at those couple of games at the beginning of the season and say, we probably should have got people in earlier, because those 3 points or 1 point would have helped us out a lot. That's personally what I think. I just think, sometimes you look back and you're like, we could have used them points.